Yeah. Well, yes. I thought I would bring you into my bed. Not so intimate. I thought I would bring you into my bed because it would be kind of cool to. Hold on. Hey, technical difficulties. You know what I mean. Is it right in my fucking face anywhere? Ooh, I see. I don't like when it does that because I feel like I'm gonna blow up the house. Hey, I brought you into my bed. This is like you on my iPad in my bed, which is really actually like kind of like let's hang out. Like it's like so hangout vibes. Because surprise, surprise, I want to talk about media again. So this is like just like so hang out, like the most casual of vibe, literally as if like you were here. I'm staring eyes. Staring eyes. I'm staring eyes at you. I've been kind of wired today, so I apologize if I'm crazy. Can't take her anywhere. What was I saying? Yeah, like as if we're locking eyes. I'm like speaking to you. You're speaking to me. We're like, are we gonna kiss? We're in the bed right now, and then inevitably we have sex. The thing is with me is like, if I am in your house and we're making out, and I like don't want to be that way anymore because like I really do want to get into a dry hump. You know what I mean? Like the girls aren't getting into a dry hump the way I think I should be, and that starts with, you know, keeping the panties on, which actually wouldn't be hard today because if you can believe it, I'm wearing a diaper. Not the period diaper. Yes, the period diaper. Because if you can also believe it, well, the sheets are red for a reason. Let's just say, and let's get on with the video. Okay, now listen. I'm gonna go in the order from like most recent to like further away, except towards the end. But yeah, who cares? I watched Ball of Fire this morning because my cramps woke me up. Well, actually, okay, let's go in order. That is in order technically for most recent, but I watched Bridget Jones' Diary last night, and I was like, yes! I just never seen it, and I was like saying yas the entire time. I really felt a kinship to Bridget Jones, which is like, it's like there she's written to, because like she's like a loser. She doesn't have a job. I don't know the Parker Posey quote. If you know the Party Girl quote, please. Does that look like shit? Yeah, cool. Sorry. Yeah, she's written like a loser, very relatable, and I was just like yas the whole time. Like it was just like a fun rom-com, even though like the person she stayed with at the end, their relationship wasn't developed as much as the other guy that she didn't choose. I still felt like, oh, like this is nice. But so I watched the second one this morning. Bitch, they still didn't develop the relationship. They were together for like 20 minutes. And then she spends like 20 minutes in jail. And I'm like, instead of doing this, like maybe they could have like been together and then like you didn't have to like force a fight or a breakup. Because then, bitch, I watched Bridget Jones number 3, Edge of Reason. No, that's number 2. And Bridget Jones' Baby, I think, is number 3. I watched that one, bitch. Why are they broken up again? Didn't he just ask her to like get married? Like, I know that would feel different, like if there was like this huge gap of time and they like didn't know how to write it. But like, motherfuck, she's been trying for like years at this point. She's gone from 30 something to 40 something. Like, please. And so I'm like, still, do they even develop the relationship? Do they even know why they like each other? Like, fuck. Like, shit. Can they move in together? Like, fuck. Like, that's what I want to see from a sequel of a rom-com. I don't want to see will they, won't they. That was the first one. And that was fine. Even though the relationship wasn't developed, I didn't feel like forced or unnatural. It didn't feel forced or unnatural. I wish there was more scenes where he was like admiring her. Because all of a sudden it was like, oh, I hate you. You're so annoying and stupid and dumb. And then it was like, wait, actually, no, this bitch is slee as fuck. So I'm like, what the fuck? Where's the... If you fall down one more time, and it's like, I know it is my fault. Like, I've set you up so cavalier, the fuck of Lee. But women on their period, like, need to set up their camera cavalierly. I'm holding you up with, like, a maternity bra. You're wondering why I have a maternity bra and I've never given birth? The reason is because sometimes you forget to put on a bra before you go to work. So you have to race to Walmart to go get one. And then when you get one from Walmart, it turns out to be a maternity bra. And you're like, what the fuck is this? But you wear it anyway, because if you don't, your tits will be out. And that's obviously not an option at work. Let's just put that over there. I'm just going to hold you up with this pen. Okay. So, yeah, I just was, like, a little, like, annoyed with the Bridget Jones's trilogy, because it's just, like, the first one was, like, set it up so well that I'm like, okay, y'all shouldn't have fumbled. Like, that's embarrassing that you fumbled. It's embarrassing that you fumbled, but I do like Bridget Jones. I think she was funny. And I like to see women, like, be like, ugh. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I love to see women, like, No, listen here, you stupid fucker. If you can hear Wise Blood, it's because Wise Blood is playing. Come on. Like, that's obvious. So then, I took, like, 20 minutes on tvtropes.com. Never let a girl get on tvtropes.com. Bitch, I got on tvtropes.com, and I wanted that specific trope of, like, Mr. Darcy and Bridget, where it's like the girl is crazy, wild, like, you know, like, very, like, unput together, just very, like, raw, real, like, not concerned about, like, you know, and a man who was just, like, normal. Like, that is so everything to me. That is so everything to me. And you know what I was thinking? Those stories are always like the man chases the wild girl. Actually, the trope is wild. No. What's it called? Normal loves wild, or sane loves wild, or something. I don't know. That's what the trope is called. And it's always like that sane guy, like, chasing the wild girl. But what if there was a fucking movie of the wild girl chasing the sane guy? I'm, like, wondering how the dynamics of that. I'm wondering the tea of that. I just think that'd be really cool to see, because I love the trope, number one, but also because, usually it's, like, this aloof girl, and I want her to be, like, locked the fuck in, and him to be kind of aloof. Or maybe, like, clued in as fuck, and he's like, no, bitch. And then she has to, like, get him. Ooh. Right there. Who's writing this down? Anyone from the Screenwriters Guild of America? No. Then, when I looked up that trope, for one of the first ones that came up was this movie, or, like, the examples was this movie called Ball of Fire. Wow. 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 The fuck. Wow. Gag. 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 Ball of Fire was a fucking gag. Okay, I'm being so serious, because I was you 1 year ago. If you are sitting here thinking that old black and white movies are not going to be good, think again. Think again. There are 2 old black and white movies on this list. Kinds as fuck. Don't make me yell. Don't make me yell. That movie slayed down like nobody's business. It's about this linguist. Oh my fucking God. It's about this fucking linguist, okay? He is writing an encyclopedia, and he wants to get more entries on his slang, but whatever he has is, like, not good enough. So he meets this woman he meets this lady at a club. Fuck her fucking motherfucking wardrobe in this fucking club. I like literally just, like, a moment of silence. Like, it's cut down. And it's like, you bitches were eating in the 1950s. Like, I didn't know that was allowed. Like, that's really cool. That's really awesome. He meets her, and he's like, wait, you're locked in as fuck. Like, no. You're tapped in as fuck. Let me get you at the house. And so she was like, bitch, no. But then she had to run away from the cops. So she was like, this is the perfect hideout situation. And let me tell you, it's good. It's fucking good, man. It's fucking good. It's just, like, funny. It's, like, genuinely funny. The situational irony is magnifique. The writing is, like, so yeah, I was, like, really impressed with Ball of Fire, and I have to give it another rewatch, but I think it could easily go in my top 4 on Letterboxd, because I love that trope so much. He was just, like, so sweet, and I was like, yes! But obviously she was like, oh, this fucking guy. This fucking wet blanket. It was just really sweet. I really liked it. I really liked it. Ball of Fire. It was fun. Hey, Ball of Fire. Fire. That was when it was really crazy. Sorry. Don't look at my diaper. Okay. We got through Ball of Fire. Bridget Jones. I would check them off, but the pen is holding up the iPad, so don't ask me that again. Then I went to a movie theater and I watched East of Eden. Which, motherfuck, this is, like, actually has happened to me, like, 3 times. When you go in to see a movie and it's actually a biblical story. That shite. Mother. Men. East of Eden. But East of Eden, it was a novel by John Steinbeck. So I guess John Steinbeck, like, did it first. Like, fuck y'all. It's John Steinbeck. And I've never met a Steinbeck story I didn't like. So I went to go see it, and it was, like, really about the story about Cain and Abel, which are Adam and Eve's sons. And I still don't know the story. Hey. I don't know what they did in the Bible, but I know what they did in the movie. And it was really good, and I don't know, it was just like, wow, like, to see, like, the themes of that, to see the consequences of that, to see, like, what happens to everyone in the end, like, the progression of the characters, like, wow. This is a spoiler, but the dad in the movie is, like, he's on the review board for the draft. There's, like, a war going on, and he excused his own sons. And just, like, to, like, have that, like, kind of, like, dark, brooding energy where my cat just, like, ran. But she was, like, gearing up, and I thought she was shitting on the floor. Piggy. Come here, pig. Please give me a sign soon. Okay. And then, like, it was just, like, a really big play on morality, like, who is good and who is bad, obviously, because Eve is supposed to be, like, the bad one, and Adam's the good one, and it was just really interesting. It was really interesting. The bitches in the movie theater were not fucking with it. And I don't know why, because I'm like, fuck, that was good as fuck. When he gets on that fucking swing, bitch, and the camera starts to tilt, it's a little bit corny, but, like, considering the time, I'm like, fucking... When he's under that fucking tree, bitch, shady, dark as fuck, I'm like, fuck, that's cinema. That's good storytelling. Like, in all the scenes where his shadow, like, you can see his shadow talking, and then, like, to see where the other characters, like, slip in their morality, and you can see their shadow in those... It was really just crazy. I was sitting there like, gag. But the bitches were not fucking with it. Bottom line, the bitches were not fucking with it. So if you're not in for a slow burn biblical story, no, I ain't any. But it was fucking James Dean. Someone called Taylor as James Dean. Yeah, he was good as fuck. I was like, I forgot it was James Dean. I forgot I was watching it for James Dean. I was just like, no, that's my bitch actor. His name is Actor. After I watched Ball of Fire, I finished The Piano Teacher, which I never actually finished because the fuck of this. I was watching The Piano Teacher one morning, and you're like, that's crazy to start your day off like that. And I'm like, I know. Well, now I know, but I didn't know before. But now, I knew what I know, but I know it now. I was watching The Piano Teacher on my projector, and the part where she was laying in bed with her mom, and this is a spoiler, the part where she was laying in bed with her mom, and then she got on top of her mom and tried to kiss her, and then have sex with her. Well, that came on, and at that moment, my sister, and I had my headphones on, so I couldn't hear her. My sister came up the stairs, and she was like, oh, like, what's this movie? What's going on? And I'm like, oh, me? Not me having to explain all this. Like, fuck, with the letter, and the boy, and the girl, and the piano teacher. So I'm like, fuck. And then she's like, my sister's like, just like filling the gaps, because I'm like, well, my sister's like, oh, so like the old woman's the piano teacher and she's trying to go with the younger girl. And me full well, like the piano teacher is the younger girl and the older lady is the mom. But I'm like, yep. Pause. What do you want? Hey, come on. What do you want? Subtitles on and everything. And she's like, Mama, just let me, Mama. And I'm like, oh, I do not want to explain to my sister why I'm watching this at 9:30 a.m. I just don't want to do that, you know. That's just not how I want to spend my Saturday. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a piano teacher, and I just never finished it. One, because like I got out of it because of that, because I was like afraid that someone was like gonna come in on like another like part, and I like, and then also because it is just like so intense of a movie that I feel like I just needed a second from it. I finished it. Couldn't quite watch some parts. But yeah, I finished it and it was very good and I really liked the ending. Even though I think sometimes that thing can come off as cheesy. I liked it. Hey, can I go like something? Then I watched Love Jones a couple of days ago. Wow, Love the fuck Jones, bitch. Jazz. That's period. Jazz. That's period. Number one, have you guys read Jazz by Toni Morrison? If you haven't, you should. Number two, Jazz and Love Jones. Wow. To be honest, I don't like a miscommunication vibe. This is me projecting. I liked the movie, but like obviously in all rom-coms I have to project myself onto it. Duh. Like duh. So I really don't like a miscommunication trope because I'm gonna let you know exactly how I feel and what I'm thinking and like why we should talk about it. That like when people like play it cool or like they're just like, oh, I'm like that. It can never be me. It can never be me. You're wondering what I'm thinking. Well, I'm already telling you, so you don't have to wonder. I'm already letting you know. But aside from that, oh fuck, the score, the cinematography, bitch. I didn't really like the cutaways like to the past, and they never really addressed what happened in the beginning because in the beginning she was moving and then she like they never really went back to that specific scene. So it was like, okay, like you cut away to the past as like a hook to the movie, but like when will it be like referenced again? Like, and when we get to back to that point? And they just never did. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. Or maybe they didn't, I wasn't paying attention, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. Anyway, I loved Nina. Her name is Nina. Yeah, Nina. And it's played by Nia Long, which I was like, yas. But yeah, the characters were like so fucking gorgeous, beautiful, funny, like deeply nuanced and complex people. And it's interesting because it's like I don't feel like the dialogue was like setting up for that in the way that like Aaron Sorkin is, but instead like you're just like dropped into these conversations and it's not really concerned about whether you're getting all the jokes or like hitting all the knowings, the inner knowings that the people in the movie are, which I found to be very sick because instead of being like, this is a movie, it's like, oh, like this is just like a, hey, get into it. There's a plot. Stick around. You know what? And I really liked that. I thought it was sick as fuck. Theodore Witcher, you slayed down. Bottom line, you slayed down. I really liked Love Jones. And it really did something for me in the leather jacket category. Wow. If you weren't thinking about leather jackets before that movie, you watch it, boom. It's like all over. It's all over your Goodwill feed. Because like, fuck. Get. Now I'm like hyper aware of like them shitting because I saw Piggy gearing up. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Black leather jacket, black sunglasses. Like, that's the move. That is so fucking chic. But her on the back of his bike, I was like, okay, I love the shot. Like, it's so gorgeous. I'm projecting myself onto... See, I'm getting phlegm. I'm projecting myself onto the female character. I would never get on the back of anyone's bike. I'm so sorry. That's so embarrassing. That, like, actually is just so embarrassing. That's just an embarrassing activity to take a part in on a Tuesday morning. So... And then I also didn't like, I get, like, I love a little convincing. Like, I think that everyone has a different threshold and tolerance for it, and it's really important for, like, you guys to be, like, kind of matched in a relationship. But in every single scenario where they're once differed, well, not every single one, but most of them, they're once differed, and she was like, no, I don't want to do this. And he's like, please? And she's like, no. He, like, ended up getting his way. Even though they didn't, like, show the whole conversation, like, he ended up getting his way, and I didn't like that. I was like, ugh. So, but I did like Love Jones. Like, there was more positives than negatives, I would say. And I just love art, and I love artists, and I love the city, and I loved that they, like, showed, like, I loved the setting. I was like, fuck, like, give me, like, realistic, like, a moment. Yes, like, I love to, like, get lost in, like, the realness of a movie. Because, like, when you can do that, like, when you can, like, convince me I'm not watching a movie, You've won. You're slaying down. It's just like such a like fun movie experience, I think. Okay. The next movie I watched was The Boy and the Heron, and I did not like it. I like had high hopes, obviously, because you watch Spirited Away and it changes your life. But this movie, I was kind of like the emotional things, like him finding his stepmom with his mom. I was kind of just like, like I would just wish they had built it up better, so I could actually give a fuck. I was kind of just like, okay, like that happened, cool. And then he like said no to like the thing, and I was like, okay, cool. But obviously all the visuals were very gorgeous, very beautiful. I really liked the Wada Wada, so adorable. I liked that bitch with the fire on her eyes, girl, Miss Key. I forgot her name. I'm pretty sure it was the guy. I really liked, you know, just like the general vibe of like they're going somewhere, like this like unreachable but still like close place that has all these like rules, but they're not like really quite explained. That was kind of cool. And the protagonist, sometimes he was a little annoying, but I think mostly I'm on his side, I think. But I'm just like confused why they call it The Boy and the Heron. That's not my business. I think How Do You Live is a way better title, to be frank. But that's that on that. Then I watched Beauty and the Beast while I did my nails. So, I mean, I didn't do a whole lot of watching, like, but I did put a lot of plot things together that I didn't get as a kid. Oh, I also watched Toy Story. I started Toy Story the other night. I didn't put that on the list because I forgot. Because I was just like cleaning and I like was like, I don't remember Toy Story. I like don't remember really watching it or even liking it. I don't know. I love Toy Story 2. See. I never seen Toy Story 4. Toy Story 3 is okay, but I do like Toy Story 2. I've never seen it, so. But I don't like it because I don't know if it's uncanny valley, but when I look at their faces when they talk, I'm like, ugh. Like, it's just, like, so, like, bad. I don't like that. I want to watch Monsters, Inc. again, because I love Monsters, Inc. Fuck. I should have watched that instead. But I don't know. That's probably high. Anyway. I watched Beauty and the Beast, and I liked it. And I even liked how Belle was like, bitch, no, I'm not backing down. I was like, yes, queen. However, I did not like how undeveloped their relationship was. It was like, I'm supposed to believe that they're in love after one song. Like, that's the thing to me. It's like, develop the relationship a little bit more. Like, they are roommates, like, quite frankly. Yeah. The Day of the Beast, I saw in the movie theater, and it was okay. It probably would have hit harder if I saw it when it came out. But I did like the pointlessness of the plot and what that said about the theme after some reflection. Yeah, like how anticlimactic it was versus like what it was trying to say about, or like what I gathered from its thoughts about morality and good and badness. Like, yeah. House, the movie House, the Japanese, I think. I'm sorry if it's not Japanese. Movie House. I'm gonna be frank with this movie. I know it's a cult classic. Everybody's like, oh my god, House. Like, bitch, Bill Hader is like in the Criterion closet picking it up. I could not get through 30 minutes. It felt like when you have to turn in a project that you really didn't want to do. And like, I don't want to say that like about someone's art and like be like, oh, it's bad, but it just feels like so like not my thing, like not good to me subjectively, that I was like, okay, I'm turning this off. And I was like so sad because I was like wanting it to be like so great. I like even skipped forward to the movie to see if it like got like less annoying. I was just like, okay. Oh, okay. It was like right, I like turned it to like right after Mac. Spoiler alert. Right after Mac died, and I was like, okay. No, I'm still not fucking with it, so I just stopped. I watched this movie called Desperately Seeking Susan, which has Madonna in it as Susan. And this is a spoiler. I'm going to explain to you the plot first, actually. this woman becomes like obsessed with like the personals, and I want to, bitch, who's down to go to the library and like look at the microfiche of the personals, because I'd like need to see some gay ass personals. Do you know what I mean? She becomes obsessed with the personals, and this guy's like always like looking for Susan. So she was like, bitch, I am gonna go I'm gonna go see them and see Susan. So she does, and she follows Susan, and Susan goes into this thrift store and trades a jacket for boots or something. But in her jacket, she's left the key to her stuff, which the girl who buys the jacket after she stalks Susan and Susan walks out in her new boots, she buys her old jacket, and she's like, oh my god, it's Susan. And she goes and like doesn't steal her stuff, but like keeps it. Anyway, Susan is like wanted from the police, and I'm not joking you when I tell you it's the least climactic and like such boring, like, are you serious part when they finally meet. When stalker Susan and Susan, like Susan Madonna, actually meet, I'm like, they have one line together. She's like, oh my god, hey stranger, or something, I don't know. And then like the scene ends. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just am I crazy for wanting a little more than that? Like, fuck, we just got to the to Act 3. Can I have a bit more than that? Can I have a bit more than 2 lines? Like, fuck. Like, am I crazy for wanting a little bit more of a reunion? Like, fuck. Like, other than that, it's just okay. Something that was not just okay is the movie Totally Fucked Up, directed by Greg Araki. Whoa. This was not what I expected it to be at all. It was so good and just like so poignant. But also, like, it was like another one of those movies that like took me out of like the movie watching experience, which is really, really strange because it is set up like a movie. Like, there's no like, you're not like watching this like linearly, like this is like time progression. It was like very obviously like cut to be, you know, like a movie, like a documentary, like kind of like a something like that. And I really liked it. It was really sweet. And it's like weird to say that about this movie, but it was really sweet. And it was really just like, oof, like, yes, like, I don't know, it just like made me feel so grateful. And you know, I just like love to look in on other kinds of people who like live this life. It was really beautiful. It's a really beautiful film, and I can't wait to watch more Greg Araki. That's actually 1 of 3 of the trilogy. I didn't watch the other 2, but I should. Maybe I will later tonight. I watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. You're maybe thinking this list is a little bit varied. Well, yes. I would say, well, yes. I'm a girl who bops around. I'm a Gemini, you know. I got varied tastes. I watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which was okay. I liked it. It was like adaptation, which Nicolas Cage is also in, but for actors. So it was kind of just like, okay. And it was funny. Like, I will say it was funny. Pedro Pascal does nothing for me, unfortunately. I will say that I love Nicolas Cage. I love Nicolas Cage. I love when he was like in like the young versions of himself, even though it looked so like shit. I was just like, yes, like this is so Nicolas Cage. Like, you know, it's like Abba Nadir appreciation. It's just like, I just love Nicolas Cage. Like, if anyone's about to be cunt, it's him. Like, he's about to serve cunt and you're about to be speechless. Your jaw's gonna be on the floor. Yeah. But I didn't actually finish the whole entire movie. I kind of got bored because it was like action-y. And I was like, I don't really need all this, you know, I'll get the gist. So then, and to go in another direction, I watched Taxi Driver. And, is it straight male-y? Is it terrible to say that, like, Travis is so relatable? Are you mad? Are you mad? I was like, oh my god, he's me. First of all, obsessive thoughts. Hello! Obsessive thoughts, just like general distaste for society, inability to do anything that he like wasn't like yas to, and just like this like moral superiority that's keeping him like separate from the rest of society that he wants to be a part of really so bad, but he just can't help but find all the faults and reasons why he shouldn't be a part of society. Man. Man. Oh, Travis is me down. Travis is me down. If I was a straight man, I'd probably be Travis. Like, I'm so sorry, but y'all are lucky that I'm like a straight woman. Like, y'all are lucky. Y'all are lucky. I would have shaved my head into a fucking mohawk, bitch. Yeah. And that movie did a lot for jackets too. Let's not forget the Green Army jacket. Let's not forget that. Hey, we're not forgetting that. Hold my hand. We're not forgetting that. The next movie I watched was Good Dick, which is literally what it's called. And if you can believe, I did not want a single dick in that movie. So it couldn't have been that good. You know what I mean? The characters in this movie are so annoying, which is a really kind of unfortunate considering the subject matter. But they're just so annoying that, like, I can't watch movies like that because, like, if I watch movies like that, I'm like, okay, like, if the world burns, like, it wouldn't be that bad because annoying people would die. And I don't want that. I want, like, the totally fucked up world where I'm like, okay, like, if these people were dead, like, I'd be so sad. Like, we'd be losing something. Unfortunately, the Good Dick people I just, like, hated every single thing about their intentions, their character motivations, what they said, what they did. Bitch, I'm just to give you, like, a little, like, insight into the very beginning of the fucking movie. She rents porn, and he was like, yeah, I know you think that this porn is gonna be good. He's like, at a video store. He's like the clerk. He's like, I know you think this porn is gonna be good, but actually, it's not that good. And he gets, like, kind of pervy, so I think you should listen to this other one. And she's like, bitch, can I just have my porn? Which, to me, I'm like, okay, if, like, the man is, like, giving you, like, a recommendation, like, to me, that's saucy. I'm like, yes, like, what do you think about pegging? But then, bitch, he's living in his car. He took it upon himself to follow her home. You're fired. You're in jail. You are a stalker. He would not leave her front door until she said yes to, like, seeing him, letting him come in. And then it's like, oh, like, I'm supposed to be like, oh, like, their relationship is fine and dandy because they're talking about, like, deep shit on her kitchen floor. He forced his way the fuck in there. I don't like him. You've not set him up for success, unfortunately. That's what I have to say about Good Dick. But, you know, it was written by a woman. So I'm like, okay. Because it's really just, like, a fantasy. Because if that happened to you in real life, like, every woman knows that's, like, that's not means. No, that's not celebration vibes. That's called the police vibes. That's, like, you're scared and you're trying to break your lease vibes. So it's just, like, a fantasy. Like, if you could really trust them to not, you know, ruin your life, what would you let them do? Well, come in my apartment and talk about porn after stalking me. Watched Funny Girl. You're thinking the list is very varied. I would say so. I'm looking at it, I'm like, Funny Girl, Good Dick. Well, yes. Funny Girl gag. I would say Wild Girl, Sane Man trope. Wild Girl, Sane Man. I don't like that I use the word girl. Wild Woman, Sane Man trope. Love that. It immediately had me. But also she was actually, like, genuinely funny. And I just like her verve. You know, can bitches like verve? Do you mind if bitches like verve? Like, fuck. I'm gonna get into verve. I really liked Funny Girl. And it's even, like, kind of musically. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. And I liked the progression of it and the story structure. It's just cunt as fuck. Okay. Best in Show. I think I'm skipping a couple. Like, here's, like, I feel like I'm skipping a couple. Best in Show I watched. I liked it. I thought it was, you know, amusing. I didn't like laugh like ha 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 at any of the parts, but I did like at it. I love Parker Posey. And she's the reason I watched Dazed and Confused. If you're thinking about watching Dazed and Confused, I just think skip it. I don't know. I was just kind of like, you know, I was like watching Dazed and Confused, like, and maybe I just didn't get it. It's quite possible I just didn't get it, but I was kind of just like, not for me. And last, because I didn't finish it, but I do actually intend to, is I started All About My Mother yesterday. And I started All About My Mother because the lady at the Day of the Beast, the lady presenting the Day of the Beast when I went to go see that in theater, she loves that movie. She likes the director, Almodovar, and so does Julio Torres, so I thought I would give him a watch. And at first I wasn't fucking with it, but then I was like, wow, this is gore Gianner Beaner Beaner. Wow. Wow. And so I'm gonna pick it back up again. And what else did I get from the library? I got Mulholland Drive from the library. Are you mad? I'm gonna watch Mulholland Drive. I've just been like waiting for a good time to do it. But I can't wait for too long because you can only have them for a week, even though I have them for usually like 3 weeks at a time. But it's like I want to stop doing that because it's like people are actually like putting holds on these things and I should like give them back. I took out Naked with like, I don't know what the fuck his name is, Rupert something. And I didn't like it because he did too much talking for a man. I'm just like, whoa, like that was really crazy for you to ask me to like sit there and like listen to his soliloquies about like, and it's like, bitch, I saw what you were doing in the beginning of the movie. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, nothing you have to say. And I think that is like communicated through the movie. Like people are like, shut the fuck up, man. I don't think I got to that part. But I was just kind of like, But I literally kept that one for like a month. Just like not watching it. And people had like, there was like, when I looked, there was like 4 holes on it. And I was like, sorry! Ah! Sorry. Bottom line is, I think I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Because, and I just need to stop doing it. I just need to like watch the movie and give it back. Because it's not mine. And I just need to have like some civic responsibility about me. All About My Mother, Mulholland Drive. And I also rented The Boy and the Heron. That one I watched from the library too. So, you know, things can be beautiful, things can be good. And I hope you guys are watching beautiful, good movies too. The one person that's watching this, hey, have you seen Party Girl? And if you haven't seen Party Girl, do you want to watch a movie with me? I actually love doing watch movies with me because it makes me feel like people are gonna watch it one day and then like feel like they're watching it with someone, which is like so sweet. Because sometimes a movie can be so intimidating because you don't have the attention span to watch it. But if you watch it with someone, like I feel like it like takes a little bit of that away, and then you also feel like, oh, like it's not me like sitting alone in my room like watching movies. It's like me like listening to someone else watch it with me. So like we kind of have that like sharing, even though obviously I can't hear what you're saying and you're not in the room with me while I watch it. But one day it's like a dream if I like could like have like a huge Discord and we could all like just like watch movies on Thursday nights or something. That'd be sick as fuck. So anyway, that was all about my movies. Yeah.